Hello, good evening everyone, how are we all doing? Get a little bit of game sound going. Yeah, a bit better, isn't it? Look at that view. I had to just grab that for the thumbnail, it just looked perfect. How stunning does this look? And it's on FS22, can you imagine? With 3 more years development, what we might see from FS25. How is everyone doing it? Are they excited? Is the excitement there? I'm still buzzing after last night. A lot of fun actually. I think we peaked out at 180 viewers. What have I got coming? Probably child is meant to be in bed. But yeah, I was buzzing last night after when I went to bed, sort of having that many people hanging out and just seeing the trailer for the first time and just seeing some all-round pretty good stuff, which was pretty cool. I'm excited. I'm excited. It's been interesting reading all the comments in Facebook groups and Discord and all sorts of places over the last 24 hours or so. And there's been some interesting comments, and as you can expect, some people are happy, some people not so much. But yeah, I'm happy. I'm excited. But welcome along, everyone. Hey, Joran, good to see you in here, nice and early. Be my streaming hours. Well, I suppose I am. This is my normal hours though, so nothing special tonight. It's just what it is. Hey, Crofter, how you doing? I did have to Google that, but I thought it was something like good day and good night, or good day and good evening. Good to see you, mate. Popeye, welcome along. Good evening to you. Hey, DK, good morning, mate. Good evening. Whatever you want to call it. Nice to see you. Heath, welcome along. Good to have you here as well. Farm Guy NZ. Can't wait for if it's Farming Simulator 25. Well, it won't be from me. Not for some time, but can't wait for it either. I'm genuinely excited, and it's just lifted my excitement levels for Farmcon next weekend because I'm going to get to see even more of it. It's pretty cool. Pretty excited. And there you go, Crawford said exactly the same thing. Can't wait till Farmcon. So, now, if you missed things last night when we'd streamed, I did spend half an hour just mowing this field, hence it being mowed already. But it's actually getting dark, so what we're going to do, carry on, get this field finished off, finish mowing it, and then we'll skip time forward so we're working during the day, but that sunset was just too good not to check out. So, there we are. Hey, Scott, how you doing? Good evening. Hello, Mrs. Professor. Great to see you. Did you see Falcon Heavy launch this morning? No scrubs or anything from SpaceX today. It was a pretty impressive launch, and if there's one thing I'd love to see, would be seeing both of those boosters landing back at the same landing zone, back on land. It's a pretty impressive sight. Very cool. There's a funny comment actually someone made in the stream I was watching. SpaceX, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, it was kind of still experimental stuff, and Falcon Heavy was a little won't it type thing. Now it's like a Toyota Corolla, just goes every time. Infantry, good evening, welcome along. Folks, mate, how you doing? Good to see you, it has been a while. Hope you're good, my friend. Great to have you here. Mr. S, Grant, I keep on wanting to call you by your old name. Need to get out of that habit. Hey Grant, good to see you. Mark, welcome mate. To have you here as well. Hanson, tuning in. Have you here, Hanson? Only a week to go, my friend. Hanson is another one of those lucky folk who's going to be at Farmcon next week, and I will have the pleasure of meeting for the first time. Exciting. Can't please everyone. No, you never can, Scott. Absolutely never can. I think people are a little bit, well, this is my opinion, people are a little bit naive to say that they could make Farming Simulator a game as a service and keep everything working. Like, you think of what they've had to do script-wise and that to change, add features between games. Yes, some of the stuff works, but I'm sure everything else would break. Look at my sheep hanging out in the middle. I'm sure there'd be other things that would break as a result of it, so you're never gonna... I just think there's too much going on. It's not like a racing simulator game where it's just, you might change the vehicle physics and the graphics, but actual base function of it is just going around and around a circuit. So, but you are right, you can't please everyone. Hey Bo, how you doing? See you. Pre-ordering it tomorrow, Farm Guy NZ. Awesome. Well, shameless plug, but if you are going to pre-order it, I'd really appreciate it if you used my creator code or partner code with the Giant Store, which is Argsy Gaming. There's a link there that Nightbot conveniently posted not that long ago, and you can get in there and pre-order and help support the channel. It doesn't cost you anything else. Now, someone did say, and I haven't tried this, someone on FSG's Discord said you can put, like, you can get a code from Giants and actually put that into Steam and download the game through Steam. I don't know if that's true or not. I haven't tried it. But if it is true, that's kind of interesting. I might have to give it a spin. Might have to give it a spin. Your teacher will be up in Germany during Farmcon. Have you told them to go to Farmcon, Heath? Tell them to come and have a beer with me. Whiskey. Look at this. Yeah. I've got one. I'm starting to get all my stuff together. So this is a New Zealand whiskey. This is one I really like. I've talked about it a lot. Pocono. It's a Origin series. It's delicious. I love it. Discovery is what it's called actually. But there is a group of us. Mark's going to have it. FSG, Farmer Cop, DJ, Virtual Farmer, Mr. Silly P, hopefully all going to have a bottle of whiskey there from their home town, home region, home area. I mean, FSG kind of cheating really because of it. But yeah, we're going to have a bit of a whiskey tasting. I tip whiskies from around the world. What an awesome opportunity. But yeah, that's the one I have. So decided to share that and try it out. Hey Nismo, how you doing? Good to have you here. Was super loud and zoomed into the sky. It definitely gets up and goes, doesn't it? I'd love to actually compare the telemetry of like a Falcon Heavy versus just a Falcon launch and just see how much different it goes. Now, am I going to be able to mow through these wood chips? What happened to them? No, they're going to stay there. That's right. I think they should hopefully disappear when we play out. Find that out. Hopefully a little bit later on today. We can get this windroad baled, wrapped, and relocated. Hope all's working for you. Life is always busy, folks. It is always busy. It's not one thing, it's another. But that's what keeps things interesting. Stops things from being boring. But long weekend here this weekend, which is nice. So I've got tomorrow in the office, and then Monday, Tuesday in the office. And this time next week, I will be most of the way to Singapore. We found that flight last time. A couple of weeks ago we had a look and found this flight was just about 3 hours out of Singapore. Parts New Zealand at 2, and it's a 10-hour flight, so it departed 7 hours ago. So pretty exciting. Pretty exciting. Yes, Chinook, I did see you before. How you doing, buddy? Jet Life, hello, good evening. So how are you, Chinook? Happy, mate. Always good to have you here. And I'll see you next Wednesday as well. Done and done. Thank you, Yoran. Legend. You've pre-ordered FS25 now. Nice and smooth. Hope you use my partner code. Like the sound of it all, but on the fence until you see gameplay. Fair enough too, mate. Fair enough too. Right, I might actually, instead of just running down there, I might as well mow this bit out and just focus on that last little bit. You were going to get it for Steam, Farm Guy NZ. Yeah, that's fair enough. So the only difference, and this is not trying to convince you otherwise or anything like that, I used to always play it on Steam. There's only two differences that I've found so far. One is that the Giants version doesn't track your hours, so if you don't want to know how much time you spend playing the game, it's really good in that regard. If you want to track that, it's not. But the second is that it doesn't automatically update like Steam does. Because obviously the client, it'll only update when the client's running, so you might start the game up and it'll try and do an update. So that's the only two downsides, but fortunately Farming Simulator doesn't update too many times. Generally just around, you know, if there's a game-breaking bug or DLC or something like that. So those are the two negatives, but like I said, someone reckoned you use the Giants codes through Steam and activate the game and download it that way, so I'm kind of keen to find out if that's true. That'd be awesome if I could, because then I could definitely encourage you to use the partner code, and it doesn't have to be mine if it's someone else's, so be it. Leave on the weekend, about there for 4 weeks. Lucky her. lots of potential. We'll want to see what it really looks like in the game. Absolutely. And that's, that's quite evident from FS22 release, and just looking, speaking from my own experience, and I'm pretty sure others were the same. A lot of purchases were made, from what we could see with partner codes being used, a lot of purchases were made for FS22 around the day of release. I mean, let's put it this way. There's actually no benefit to pre-ordering, is there? It's not like they're going to sell out. Yeah, it used to be, back in the day, you used to pre-order a game because the game shop got a limited number of discs, and if you didn't pre-order it, you'd risk missing out on day one. That's not the case anymore, is it? So there's really no big benefit to pre-ordering. But I suppose if you want to manage your funds and make sure you had money now and wanted to make sure you could get the game at day one, then pre-ordering would be good. Don't think Hansen will bring some. We don't think we make it in Denmark. You'd be surprised, DK. You'd be surprised. I reckon if you Googled, you'd probably find that there's a distillery somewhere. Is this 25? It certainly is. Because I'm in New Zealand, I'm in the future, so I'm always just that little bit ahead of everyone else, and it includes game releases. Yes. You'll join us, Nismo. Do you want to come and join us for lunch at the airport on next Wednesday? I arrive at Auckland Airport at about 10:30 in the morning, and Chinook's going to meet me there, so I'm going to go have some brunch or something over at the international terminal. So, if you want to, welcome to. Right, turn that off, lift it up, fold it up. Actually, no, no, we'll leave it like that. I was going to go around the edge and just see if there was anywhere else I wanted to cut up, but what we are going to do though is get some diesel on this and give everything a wash. I've been very, shall we say, remiss, lazy, slack with washing things. That's why the combine's still parked here next to the pressure washer. Let it clean off. We put it away. Crofter, I did see that pop up there. Thanks for your membership, mate. Being part of the team. Appreciate support. It's fantastic. Thank you. Chinook's been too busy to help me on the farm. That's why he's been too busy working. Hey, Ollie, how you doing? Good evening. Scott, how you doing too, buddy? Good to see you. Grizz is here as well. Welcome along, Grizz. FS25 was 22nd. Is that right? Haha. No dramas, Hanson. I wouldn't put that pressure on you. Wouldn't put that on you at all. You have to go now, Farm Guy NZ. No dramas, mate. No dramas. Have a good one. Thanks for stopping in and saying hello. I'd have to let him onto this farm, this one. I don't know if I want to. You thought FSG was slack? Yeah, I've dropped the ball so far on this one, Scott. Consciously, of course. I knew I was doing it. But that should be the last, actually. That's going to be the last mowing we have to do for quite some time. Probably, because our next work after this is going to be all arable. As I've said plenty of times, we're not actually going to be doing too much no collisions for me. Oh goodness. Getting a good start at that, am I? Spit it out, Argsy. Spit it out. Until I buy some more land, we won't be doing any more grass work. Part of my deal is we're not making money off silage except for the first time we're at a field. So, our first field done. Right, now we're going to... I might try the Traction King on the windrower this time. I'm sick of driving that tractor. Get rid of it. You reckon 25's looking good, Scott? It's a good start for the game. It is a good start for the game, I agree. whether it's... We can't really pass gut judgment yet. Hopefully it follows through. But I'll look forward to reporting back more after Farmcon next week. So fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. FSG and I are working on trying to get some space, time, ability to try and do some streaming from there. So see what happens. Depend a lot on internet and what we can have available to us. If it works, we are pretty happy with that. Right. We'll get this started, and then I'm going to skip forward some time. We will get into a new day and actually see what we're doing. Let's have a look. Don't roll back too far. Oh, there we go. Right. Click that course. Course. Work with 1.5. I knew that wouldn't show up properly. So, 13 meters. Good. I might just bump that down just a touch. And it doesn't work. Right. Okay. 4.51. Round twice with enough. Start work on. Start on the headlands. Can always bail a little. Once it gets going, call it small. Skip a row. Skip a row. Just skip run row. Just to make it a little easier on it. Generate a call. See what happens. I was going to say hopefully it goes up and down on that row, which it can. Yeah. Have a little bit of a clash possibly with that rock, but don't worry about that. Need to. Right. Sweet. Do your thing. Right, happy days. Now, just need a diesel, and then we're going to move time forward into the 2nd of January. Working a little bit more daylight. Hopefully it's not going to snow. Get that one out. Hey, Strady. Practically a full-time streamer this week. Well, there's one more to come yet. There's 2 more streams to come before Farmcon at least yet. You're hoping for a lot of vintage machinery base game at 25. I much prefer on machines. But I wouldn't hold out too much hope for that, Ollie. It would depart a little bit from what Giants have done. The hard part with vintage machinery is they'd have to have the manufacturer's support for that, right? So you're going to go to John Deere, Case, and that, and say, right, we want to have your equipment in the game. And they'll be great. Let's put the newest stuff in there because we really want to show off our newest equipment. But that doesn't work because people want the old stuff. So I think they'll be a little bit limited what they can and can't do. Now, the other thing I was going to do while I remember, this really finished for now. Yeah. I skip forward any time. Right, it's what we're doing, and we'll jump forward and get into a new day. Odds on it snowing in Australia in January. You can farm some, right? Oh, see, told you. Oh, it's meant to start snowing. Cool. Right, might skip forward till 2 o'clock. Get through the snow. Right. Snow gone. Let's just ride along while this does a couple of laps and catch up on what you guys have been chatting about. Take some elephant beers, DK, just gets you messages, most whiskies. 106 New Zealand dollars for a small bottle. Ouch, Hanson. Yeah, don't worry about that. Snaps. Gameldansk. Is that what it is, DK? I don't know if I like the sound of that. Hey, Simulation Farms. Hello, welcome along. Pity, good evening to you. Hoping for 4 new crops to it, plus the ones from the packs this year they added. So it'll be interesting, actually. I reckon there'll be, obviously, rice has been announced. I reckon there'll be 2 different ways to do rice. There'll be rice paddies, we flood the fields, and then there'll be more of a, and I was watching some videos today, more of a arable rice. You just harvest it with a combine. Be interesting to see what sort of harvesters they do have. Be pretty cool. And then spinach as well. So I'm interested to see how spinach is going to be done. I'm hoping it's not a greenhouse. It's not a greenhouse, but we will see. G'day Brian, how you doing? See you. Never like the cinematic trailers, usually full of stuff that never makes it into the game. Glad they followed up with the blog post. Yeah. Yep. As we've learned from the cinematic trailers, the equipment's pretty spot on. So Preeler will be in there, Argsy will be in there. What some of those other new brands, big new equipment, so like the S7 Combine, the 715 Quad Track, those kind of things will all be in there. But yeah, like you say, thunder and lightning, I guess there's a possibility, but might be reading a bit too much in it. What's your question, KS Leo? I did see that there. Ask away. I'll have to watch the footy. State of Origin tonight, isn't it, Scott? Nice. But I hear the news that Zelonka will be the European base game map carried over to 25. I haven't heard that confirmed anywhere at all, Bob, whether that's a definitive yes, no, maybe. But I do expect that to be the case. It's what happened with 22. Erlengraat was the last map released for 19 and it transferred across to 25, 22. So I'd expect that Zelonka only being out for a little over a year is more than likely going to transfer. I'd actually like to see Silver Run Forest come through as well. You know, there's a lot to be said about that, of being a good solid forestry map. So it would be nice to see that transfer through to 22 as well. See that. It's a cold Aussie summer, certainly is, Strody. It certainly is. How does everyone feel about Zelonka being the European map? Yeah, I mean, it's a bit of a departure. But I think day one everyone will be excited about playing the American map or trying out Rice and the Asian map and seeing what comes with that. So I'm intrigued to see what we're going to see at Farmcon in terms of map presentations. Whether they're going to show us at all, whether they're going to keep the powder dry and share it for later, some more later in the year, or exactly how it's going to be. So it'll be interesting. When watching DJ's video, I think it looks like year one season passes, including a British or Irish map. So that's a good start. Yeah, I saw that too. Ollie, definitely the images that show the maps for season one pass. The images definitely make it look like it's a British style map with the sort of narrow country lanes, the stone walls and things like that. So I think that's a pretty fair assumption. Not sure how I feel about the rice farming. See, here's the interesting thing. Rice is, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure rice is one of the top crops. Like it's the most grown crop in the world. So that's only, I guess it's appropriate that something like that comes into the game. And you know, even for me, I see we get visitors from India and Pakistan and places like that. So I think Asia is quite an untapped market for farming simulator. So might be want to potentially leverage further into that market, which would be pretty cool. Hey MGL, how you doing? Good evening to you. Hello Finnish Farmer, welcome along as well. Nice to have you here. You're hoping the beat and stuff gets put in base game. 100% that'll be base game, Ollie. 100%. I'd be surprised if they added a new feature in 22 and it didn't come across to 25. I expect everything that's in 22 to be there in some way, shape or form. So, think about the forestry, the yarders and winching and that sort of thing will be there, and all the processes with beet harvesting and all that kind of thing, the different crops. And that was my question, Strody, and that's what I'm really keen to see. That's what I was wondering. Could you create, like, let's say I'm on this map and I wanted to grow rice. Could I create a floodable field? So I'm really, really eager to find out a little bit more about that. So again, that's kind of why I'm keen to try and have a look at it at Farmcon. Good. Right. Probably done enough for us to go make a start. So let's head on down that way. We will go and start on the up and down roads just so we don't create any bales on the headlands. I wonder how we talk about that. Yeah. And I do hope it's more organic. And I wonder if one thing I didn't talk about last night on the stream was the deformable terrain. So I wonder if it will somehow be tied in with deformable terrain, how that's going to work. Again, no idea what shape, form that's going to take, but interesting to see if that's going to be a feature. Into it. I like this tractor. This is probably been I find for this series. I've never actually used this tractor, you know, on 55. But still just a trooper of a tractor. Time have we spent in it? Can tell us our hours because we sit on acres. Is what it is. G'day Craig, how you doing? Catch you later, Scott. Go the Maroons, mate. Go the Maroons. When will I play more New Zealand maps? Very good question, Tony. Very good question. I do want to get back onto the multiplayer server of Southern Pastures. I don't know, maybe, I don't know, could be something. Maybe, I'm trying to decide what to do when I get back from Farmcon. In terms of content that Bale's going to get in the way. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do when we get back. Whether it's a new series, do something different. So maybe that could be something we could look at doing. Definitely keen to though. Kermit confirms the longer on the... Oh, okay. Go. And said the same. Fellas. Fellas and lasses. Aussie Dan had it. You doubt dynamic ground will be added. It's probably very complex, however that's what people seem to want, so it will be interesting to see. If Giants adds it, ruts in the ground will be epic. I've said deformable terrain in one of the blog posts. There's definitely going to be some sort of deformable terrain, whether it's ruts from driving in the same spot all the time, whether it's a chance to get stuck in mud when it rains, kind of like the mud mod allowed, whether you can dig the ground up with an excavator like Terrafarm, I don't know. It's the $1,000,000 question. I knew that Bale problem. Let's do it this way. Super string. Disabled. What have I? Because I've got lumberjack installed. Oh, there we go. Can do it. Lumberjack's disabled. Okay. That's right. Morning. Good morning, mate. Ah, good morning. Good afternoon and good evening to you. How are you? Good to see you. You pre-ordered last night. DK, nice one. Hope you used Argsy Gaming. You have to have words afterwards if you didn't. Or at least someone's. Flooding everyone's fields in multiplayer, could you imagine? Just walking over with a pump and a hose and just leaving it running at night. It's good they used the same father and daughter in the trailer. Hey, Cher, how you doing? Yeah, I agree. And she spoke. Right at the end. What would be cool is actually if they carried them through. I'd love to if they actually went further with that sort of storytelling. I know people have said it'd be great to have a story mode in the game. I'm not just saying that, you know, using them as the protagonists or anything like that in a story mode, but even just on, you know, future DLCs or anything like that, it'd be just awesome to have some sort of connection. Won't tell DK. Disappointed in FS25, Mornay. Tell me more. What's disappointed you? I mean, to be fair, there's a lot of people were disappointed after the last trailer, 22. It's a hard thing to do, isn't it? Giants, you're never going to win. It's coming out. You could either come out and show no gameplay. I think they've done more this year than they did last time. So they've shared some screenshots and gameplay images, which you know, show a lot more than what we probably saw for 22. A lot more information, but it's yeah, it's a tricky one. Give a like. Thank you, PK. Along with the question about creating rice fields, and you would think that irrigation would be needed as well. Yeah, well, we saw the girl start the pump up in the stream. Excuse the pun, in the trailer. Going now, dude. Go back down that side. You've already windrowed that side. But yeah, we did see the water pump in the trailer. So I expect that's one thing I'm not going to fully jump to conclusions, but they have said floodable fields, haven't they? So, yeah, my interest will be whether that extends beyond the rice paddies, rice fields, whether it can be used on other crops as irrigation, because it's something people have asked for. Why can't we have irrigation? It's quite a common thing to happen now as farming's intensifying. Could we have pivot irrigators or pot irrigation or something like that? Again, wait and see. Deformable terrain and a dodgy landscaping system. Rumours are Aussie is doing the British DLC match. Makes me think it's Lake District. Is that right, Crofter? And I must be out of the picture somewhere because I have not seen any rumours doing that. I know I didn't. I tried to avoid as much Thompson news as I could over the last couple of days, but it's yeah, intrigued to. Yeah. Am I getting the collector's edition thing with the ignition USB? Don't know yet, Ollie. It's very hard to get those in New Zealand, unfortunately, so might have to call some favours in. Might talk very nicely to some friends at Farmcon and see if there's any possibility to have one acquired on my behalf. Just have to wait and see. What are you doing, Mr. Winrow? To go forwards. Is this where it tries to go through the corner? It's trying to go through there. See if it can make it to where it needs to be. Struggle. Doing. Oh no, it's going to make a mess. Absolute mess. It's really good. It's a big smiley face. Cosplay at its finest, right? Am I right? Ugh. Intercept that and try and at least rectify it in some way, shape or form. Yo, DJ. What's up, mate? Good morning, my friend. How the heck are you? You, come down off the high of yesterday, have you? That excitement, the news, the anticipation, frenzy of media. Pretty cool though. Pretty pumped. Pretty pumped for Farmcon now. How exciting is that going to be? Like, proper, like, fizzing. Can't wait. Scruff confirmed the farmhand will be continuing on Oxymat for 25, wasn't he? One of them on 22. Yeah, he had Calmston on really quickly. What features would we like to see for 28? Well, I think every game should come with a free tractor, but it ain't going to happen. Good method, Flight Sim have done the same. Get third-party devs to create a default craft, get the map modders to create default. Top maps. Yeah. And there's certainly some logic to it. Like I said, I haven't, that's the first thing I've heard of any rumours like that. Can you still use your link to support you to pre-order FS25 if you're playing on Steam? Unfortunately, you can't, Brian, not directly through Steam. However, I have unverified advice that if you purchase through Giants, you can put the code in through Steam and download the game that way. Now, I don't know 100% with that. DJ might even know whether that's a thing or not, but there's some comments going around that you can do that. So, but otherwise, no, which kind of sucks. But I'm kind of tempted just to buy another copy at 25 and try it out. 22, another copy of 25. Buy a copy of 22 and just try that out so we can at least give people the correct info. Have to be able to open doors and windows on base game tractors. Add PS5 and Xbox, another thing with different different types of sprays. The fert and spray thing I'm on board with, Ollie. I'd love to see that. The doors and windows, much like GPS course play, all of those kind of things. The one thing you've got to think about with console is you only have a finite number of buttons, right? And you start looking here, and that gets rid of the keyboard commands, which I'll do because I'm a controller. There you go. Like, there's only a finite number of things you can do with different button combinations, and that's kind of the problem. Well, that's so. Yeah, just bear in mind if you had that feature, what might you want to forego your button option. 100% agree about opening doors and spray times. You've been working on Calmston for 2 years though, so maybe just good timing. Quite possibly was, Trudy. Quite possibly. Stay away from that one. Come on, you must know the Steam, how Steam works. How are we feeling about the announcements, Dazed? I'm feeling excited to see what we find out next week. And I think that's the exciting thing. So let's reflect on it a little bit. A lot of people were saying we're going to find out about 25. New game's going to be announced in April, right? Would you really want to sit on just what they'd shown us and have to wait until Farmcon, like May, June, July? So in hindsight, you can fully appreciate why Giants have waited till now. So get the excitement, the news, new games coming, 12th of November, and you'll find out more next week. You'll see some gameplay, you'll see some info about it, what we see. Still wait to be confirmed, but yeah, just the fact they have a lot more to share. Absolutely. So I look at the CGI trailer, and what we got yesterday is a little bit of a hype moment. It's like, right, get excited about this because it's coming, and we're going to tell you more. This isn't the game, this is a CGI trailer. It's to get you pumped, it's to get you fizzing, it's to get you thinking about it, get you excited about what's coming for Farming Simulator. That's how I look at it. Got a cooler night. Thanks for a great stream, and hit the like button. Cheers, Scott. I know it's late or early for you. Thanks for staying up, mate. Just drop console support. I mean, they're not far from doing that, are they? It's not, but... What juicy info did you squeeze out of Kermit last night? Oh, it'll be more next week when we can actually twist his arm halfway up his back and make him wiggle, make him squirm. Your biggest takeaways from the Q&A with Kermit? I'm gonna have to I'll have to go through and watch. I haven't watched the Farm Sim video. Catch up. I haven't actually watched anyone's videos of the release. It was basically live stream last night. Watch the trailer, have a chat. Stu was in chat with us. It was good fun. And then go to bed, go to work, get home, football coaching, dinner, and then get ready for the stream. So I haven't had. It's cool that I've got lots more to share. You're not surprised either. Game does not feel completed. As in 22 doesn't feel completed, or 25 doesn't feel. I can understand your feelings on that if you're saying that 22 didn't feel completed. Oh, that was your biggest takeaways from the Q&A with Kermit. They have a lot more shit. Gotcha. I'm reading things out of order, out of context. Actually, Fridays or Saturdays here in New Zealand. Yep, they'll be a thing. Oh well, I don't know. Are they going to be a thing? We'll have to find out. More to come. And time to polish things up for the show and tell. Absolutely. Still a long way off, so they want a trickle of info, not a big dump of such. That's right. Hey, Craig. How bloody hell are you, mate? Good to see you. Nice to have you lurking there in the background, hiding in the shadows, but good to see you, mate. Hope all is well. Hope you're keeping nice and happy. 25 feels incomplete. That probably is. There's probably a lot still to be done. If you remember, for 22, they had the feedback on seasons, just about the number of calendar days you could have in a season, and they went away and changed that just about straight away. There's quite a few things that they got feedback from and they actually took on board from the community and changed, which was good to see. So, yeah, no, 25 won't be anywhere near finished, I don't think. There'll still be a lot left. Over than under-deliver, absolutely. Not judging you until you see the gameplay and see if they win a bit more. Scottish map in the pair. Season pass could be fun. That'll tie in quite nicely with Llama next year, won't it? Only being... That'll be at the end of next year. Sorry. Really irrelevant to Llama really then, isn't it? Real life got in the way. Look at that real life, isn't it? Always getting in the way. Okay, just drop out there, that's fine. Where have I got to? Oh, Potato Mod version 2 out. Boy, it's 24. Right, that was the question. Hey Tim, how you doing, mate? With the editor thing early so you could chill for the rest of the stream. Nice one, mate. Much appreciated to have you here. So I can tell you why it's not on the 25th, Ollie. This is another game releasing on the 19th. Might have heard of. Kind of a small franchise called Flight Simulator. So, but I have a feeling Giants might have shifted some dates there to avoid any clashes with Flight Simulator. When is each part of Year 1 Season Pass content released, David? So Q1, Q2, Q3, and Q4. So, you know, that's basically what they say. So any time in that 3 months, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, November, December. So normally the map, the Q4 release, the expansions in November, similar to when the game releases. Last couple of years, the Q1 expansion's been towards the very end, so March-ish. And then the other two have kind of been in between there. Of course, I don't remember now, like there's a couple which were quite close together. I can't remember what they were in the first season, season 1. Seems to be when they come out. Should have changed. I agree. I'd love to see 19 seasons come back. Grass drying and sheep only produce wool in autumn. Spring, sorry, those kind of things. Or spring and autumn would be actually more appropriate. But yeah, there's a lot of good things that were in seasons 19 that would like to come. Don't have the motivation to mod. E on that. 2 years with father and his health now. Here's an age gift. See the attention. Right time. Sorry to hear that, Greg. I fully appreciate that your focus and attention has been entirely elsewhere. Yeah, like I say, it's good to have you. Good to see a face, friendly face that I haven't seen in a while. It's you know, there's been a lot of people across the years that has been part of the channel, supported the channel in different ways, shapes and forms, and it's always nice to see them come back or you know, just get a message from them. Fuchs was in here. I don't know if you're still here, Fuchs, or not, but you know. Speaks to someone that's been a part of the channel for a long time. Big supporter. And just popped in, said hello. Haven't seen him for a while, but he's back. Cool. It's nice to see you. Like I said, mate, I fully understand, and right, what has happened to our big rake bender? It is a big rake, it's a good rake, I like it. Like it's quit working rake. Maybe the next one. This one. Slings. It's done that one. It's meant to actually be going all the way down the other end. I chose not to go all the way down the other end when it finished there, but arrows are pointing that way. Yes, they are. Okay. How long do you think it will take before we see the first mods? Good question. You've seen the textures are not great. Better wheel support and better force feedback options. Yeah, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? Right, I'm jumping around reading things. I think there'll be some that are really quick, and some that take some time. I'd give it. Put it this way. Oh, I just cleared my course. It's your fault. I'm joking. Manually. A couple of passes left. Yeah, I think there'll be things like the government subsidy mod is always one of the first ones, always one of the most popular ones, particularly for the console community, and I expect that'll come out pretty quick. But some of the others might take a little bit longer. But yeah, I don't think it'll take too long. I think it wasn't No Man's Land out before Christmas 22. Less than a month. More to come a lot from Kermit. I've made it a drinking game. Yeah, look, I think I agree, Mornay, that there was some things that the windrow textures and things actually almost looked worse than what we're seeing here on this game. With the lumpiness of them, they didn't have that sort of soft smoothness you'd expect from a windrow. So yeah, I think there might be some opportunities there for some improvements still. But in saying that though, some of the photos and images, you know, the crop, the density of the crops looked a lot heavier and thicker. You know, the wheat and that, and one of the harvesting and that looked really thick and like a real bumper crop, which was kind of cool to see. And then on the flip side of that, you know, some of the like the environmental images, I think of that stream and river, you know, there's lots more tree options. There seem to be lots more tree options. The detail, the haze, and everything like that. So yeah, look, I'll wait until I see some proper gameplay actually on a PC being run on a computer. Right, jump to any full conclusions on that. Busy month for the simulator market. Certainly will be. Be on the floor after 15 minutes, Bob. Food scoffed, back to work, have a good stream, everyone. Don't smash the like button. Thank you, Days. Yeah, mate. Snack it and then smack it. Smack and grab. He's doing a smack and run. Damn. Alright. I think that'll just about do. There's a few scruffy bits we can tidy up. Yep. Below the recommended GPU for 25 with that and the flight sim. So funny story on that, Strody. My boys have been wanting a PC for quite some time now. At me for ages, because they think mouse and keyboard players on Fortnite are better than controller players on console. We want to play on mouse and Fortnite, on mouse and keyboard, so we can get really good. I didn't have it in my heart to tell them they probably need more than a PC to make them good, but I did suggest to Argsy, I sort of threw the idea. She's like, oh, we need to go and look at PCs for your boys this week. Like, well, maybe I should get a new PC later in the year and they can have my old one. Might look at that option. See what happens. It all comes down to what you run with mods and that sort of thing, on how you how your PC runs thing. Wouldn't have taken long. It's that standard response though, isn't it? Like, I know things I can't tell you, and you're going to ask me it, and I can't tell you, so standard response. Yours in real life is half of one side. Oh, it's a big stack of wood chips. Stuck. Right. Progress. Progress. We moved out of the field yet. Days. Rico, do you know Truck Mac 25? I can only assume that Mac will be part of FS25 because it's been part of FS22. Now, here's a good question actually. Gonna have a look. This is something that's always interesting to keep an eye on. So when you go to the game screen, they haven't got it yet. Oh, yeah, so they haven't got any of the overview under the features as they don't have any of the brands shown. Only got the screenshots tab. Ah, cheeky. Cheeky. Background of those. Not shared anything, so yeah. Look. I'd highly expect that there will be. But who knows? Manual transmissions staying unremoved to make. I don't think that would happen, Ollie. I think they'll be there for good. So they could add mud system as standard, then the differential block is all. You want season pass add on. That would be pretty mean, wouldn't it? Interesting that they said modding should be more accessible. Be interesting to see what happens with that. There's some modding discussion actually, and there's some presentations about the Giants engine at Farmcon, so see. Try to get stock check updated quickly, but then it depends how much their interface changes. Yeah, I might be keen to get my anywhere object storage updated quickly, and that's pretty much just coding and scripting. There's no real objects in here. I mean, I can steal some from the game once it's out, but hopefully, if the textures didn't change too much, I'll be able to carry that through too. Trees looked a lot nicer. The trees did look a lot nicer. I think there was more variety of trees too, what I could see. That might have been. Do you know you can get caught out looking at things, actually looking for things that aren't there? Like trying to study it so intently and go, is that like that? Like the seagull, is the seagull there because it's going to be in the game, or is it just something like the some of the other features I've had? I mean, Zelonka, they used the stalk, didn't they? And then they had stalked. Could be. Please, we need that. Perhaps you could try and convince them to make it base game when we're at Farmcon. Oh. Yeah, there's a few textures, and that's one of the things, Ollie, I agree. I think, there's some things modders have done, right? So one thing I read about today, stubble destruction, right? And the longer wheat stubble and things like that. It's been done to death, and it's been done really successfully, and it doesn't seem to have an impact on frame rates. So why are we not seeing those kind of things in the game? That's the ones I'd be really keen to see. BenGFS's maze textures, or different line textures. Like, there's a whole lot of stuff which I think actually makes the game a much better looking game, which I'd love to see them. There has to be reasons, right? You don't just not do it because you're going, oh, we didn't come up with that idea, so that stuff, yeah. Gotta be reasons. What do we got to do? One more lap around and we're pretty much done. Scrapey bits here and there, but we'll live. 30 FPS on flight sim with the frame. Flight sim would be interesting, wouldn't it? Because you should get good frame rates, because there's actually, when you're flying, is there much information I can assume as a 3D model? I must admit that was one of the reasons I thought of a new PC for me, because I'd actually love Haven't had Flight Sim for so long. I'd love to actually have a copy of it. What's my GPU? I've run a 3070 at the moment, so I don't know. I'm upgrading to the 40 series. Whether I do or not, Mrs. likes racing sims, so to see that I can put this rig behind the TV for her to play them. Clever. Very clever. They pull off ground deformation and dynamic weather, it would be a vast. You know how many people get sick of dynamic weather and they're like, how many people just fast forward through rain? And then imagine if it's raining, turns muddy, and you can't eat fields for a certain amount of time until it dries out. It's fast forward even longer. Got 400 mods on your Edge server and I still get 60. So again, this is the quality of the mods as well. My frame rate on here at the moment, I'm sitting around 60. There's not too much on here. Did you hear if there was a reason realism modding didn't bring back seasons for 22? Yeah, I think, and don't quote me on this, but this was my understanding, is that the person who worked at realism modding and made season in Giants went to Giants. So that's what I understand. Might be mistaken. There was certainly some connection there at some point between modders and employee staff. Western Star sounds possible. I'm intrigued to see some of these other things that have been, you know, what else there is. Is there anything else out there? Like, I don't know, we still haven't seen the Massey, what was it, 8 series? 8S? The 8S, the new Massey that was released. We haven't seen anything but that, but we know that there is a model of it in FarmCon. Me too. With 25 on pre-order on their site, already discounted the price by $15. Is that because of their gaming sale they've got on at the moment though? Just a generic discount. And is that for console? Funny. Christian, you're in a monitor market for a new monitor. What would make much of a difference unlocking FPS and getting a high refresh rate? Would it make much of a difference unlocking FPS? I wouldn't have thought so. I'm not a tech expert, but as far as I understand it, you're not going to see by having a high, especially the refresh rate. I think. The thing with textures is Giants are trying to make a map optimized for everyone. They also don't want massive file sizes. Yeah, and they've made it sort of, you know, they've become a little bit more stringent with their like texture atlases and mods and stuff like that. That's the thing that gets me, is you get some of these mods, particularly some of the truck mods, just, you know, models ripped straight from ETS. They're massive files, 100 plus megabytes. Modders want their mod to look the best, start working in the same material. Limitations, yeah, that's right. It's a tough one, isn't it? It also comes down to the modder's knowledge as well. You know, some modders will come out and say, you know, they were chuffed with their first mod, and then they look back on it 10 mods later and go, gosh, I've learnt a lot. I'm sure Brisker will tell you that exact thing with map making. What he's learnt between the Oaks, Saxthorpe, and now his revised Oaks. A huge just got a new laptop with a 4060. Really like going for Barrel Potato. It's a huge improvement. They look like hooded crows. Is that right? I have to go back and study it. Kids will get their PC 37 will be okay for playing, not streaming at high quality. Seems to be alright for me. But yeah, it's certainly on the list of things to consider. So, we'll see. You're pleased with your first mod. How many textures and models and detail could you change with it though, Mark? You know what I mean. But yes, or mod. A bit of a banger. Saw a gap, filled it. Perfect. Full platform PC version is $89. I haven't looked at what it transferred to with the New Zealand dollars if I was to get the Farmcon Euro, other Giants Euro version. Right, so what are we? 40% full. You reckon we can scrape? I'm going to go and scrape around one more bale. It's like I said, we're not going to be doing any baling anytime soon. Just run around. Well, it was quite a learning curve for me because I had not been a PC person for a long time, and I got this one, so I'm just trying to figure out what to do with it. Bit of a challenge, but I think next time if I do upgrade, I'd probably go on my own. What do I know now? Oh, there is an invisible collision there. I wondered what I hit the other day when I was mowing. When I was mowing that last night, I mean, max. No sense, right? Picked up the scent. Wasting my time a little bit here, aren't I? Saw a lot of reflections in the trailer, but the trailer's not based on the gameplay stuff, so it's all CGI. It's made to look. Those mods in the Southern Pasture server are pretty big. Here they are. You can run it, but do get lag spikes. Yeah, definitely something to be mindful of. 62%. Got a bit of time running around trying to find another third of a bale, couldn't I? Right, let's call it quits at that. Let's go give this a wash off. And sort out a wrapper. In fact, what I might do, try and automate some wrapping, get up and going. Still need to figure out what we're contemplating a hoe, but we're going to spend just time doing tidying. Fortunately, this is our only loading tractor, so I can't even go and load bales. And sell some bales. You replace the 3070 with a 4080 and a real improvement of farm sim, but heaps quieter and runs cooler. That's my biggest issue at the moment. I know people will probably say it's wrong. I've actually got the cover on my PC off slightly. Whenever I run it with the cover on, it gets really hot. Doesn't like it. Needs to improve it. Seems that the case actually doesn't, to me, doesn't have enough airflow into it. At least in my expert opinion, it's not much. Proper on E5. Off that collision, yeah, I should figure out what it was. We go for 4080. It's got to pay for stuff in the house first. Legitimate thing to do. That's right. All the FS22 chat is great, but it's 3 AM. I probably should go to bed. Thanks for the stream. Is loggingly this weekend or next? It is this weekend. This is Professor, because next weekend is Farmcon. So yes, Sunday in New Zealand time, Saturday afternoon, and but we'll also keep an eye out on Friday morning New Zealand time, Thursday evening, afternoon US time, because FSG and I are going to have a front the field. Right for that. Let's do it. Downloads 8190 from the client site. Right, that's without the season pass, of course. Right, next job. Can't get this cleaned away. Yeah, the vision of the editor. Well, hopefully, yeah, fingers crossed there's a bit more clarity around that around Farmcon next year. The other thing to remember, Farmcon 21 was when 22 was released. That was all done virtually, wasn't it? All online. So it's a completely different experience this year around. So I think there's going to be more opportunity for people to interact with giants, get more, you know, dare I say, I don't know if there's going to be any hands-on, demos of it. Who knows what there's going to be at Farmcon. But it's going to give them, surely it's going to give them more of an opportunity to get that one-on-one, you know, meet with modders, talk to content creators, talk to the players, talk to fans at Farmcon about what they enjoy, what they're looking forward to with the game, all those kind of things. Get some more feedback rather than just the online feedback they would have had from Farmcon last time. Downloads $82 New Zealand, Steam is 75. Okay. Took it off, then lost the screws. Mine's magnetic, so it just clips on and off. What are people's views on water cooling if I went UPC a lot soon? I've never experienced it, so not sure, Grizz, but it sounds like a good idea to me. Water's a good conductor of heat rather than fan blowing something. I'll look at it. Good, no collisions on those posts. So yeah, from that point of view, it seems like a sound and sensible idea. Well, here's another story. Now, what I could actually do, still have the scout gun. Yeah. It's just flying by, they certainly are. But yep, no, definitely be doing something with FSG this week. Kind of quite exciting. They're not open. I was already open, that's right, that's door glitches. So no, we don't have scouting. I can't do any source sampling then, can I? Chinook mate, just been lurking in the background. You decided to come through and drop 10 gifted memberships. Thank you very much, mate. Cheers to you, you're a legend. Congratulations to Frosty, Jim, Jens, good old boy gamer, Stephen, Alex, CJ, Mark, Blockwire, and picking up some gifted memberships. You're a star, mate, thank you. So, what was the other thing we were going to do? We were going to get some pigs. Now, I had a look at the pigs, and we can actually fit the pig pen here really well. So, that's probably what I'm going to do. I'm not going to do it today. The reason I'm not going to do it today is because we don't actually have any crops to feed the pigs. When the canola's ready, pigs will eat canola, so we might look to keep some of that. But there's no point getting them now. Let's carry on. Look. You happy wrapping? Good. Stumped up what I should do now. Kind of just sitting here, letting it do its own thing. But Chinook's gift there. I mean, I missed some of the other chat. Debating whether to upgrade laptops to a basic PC. I already have a big one. Decisions. My suggestion, well, depends what you need it for, Ollie. I'd go for a PC. I had a gaming laptop a good gaming laptop, and PC is so much better. You get better performance out of it. It's easy to use if your laptop is still good for doing work, whatever it is that you need to take away or travel with. I'll definitely go. No multiplayer stream this weekend. No, probably not Tam, unfortunately. More powerful exit fan on the rear. So yeah, it's probably does need that. I have been considering what I need to do to upgrade the cooling. Definitely something to consider. What time is that? You'll try to make it this time. For which one, dude? From the field, we're doing it 7 o'clock on Friday morning, New Zealand time. That's cosplay. That was all cosplay, not me. I'm not driving that tractor. And Logging League will be a similar time on Sunday. Looking forward to seeing footage of the North American map presentation from Farmcon. Pity Giants don't live stream the event. It is a bit of a shame. It's about 125 Aussie dollars. About. Chicken good. No, frustrating. Reading up on stuff. All good, Brody. All good. Need to apologise. Epic Games is cheapest at 64 New Zealand dollars. What I bought 22. Yeah, I wouldn't. I'd avoid it. I'd avoid Epic. Just think about the issues you had. If you've got all those issues, you need $10 more, in my opinion. Hey, Steel, how you done? See, mate? Friday is Matariki. That's why I'm able to do a stream on Friday morning. Right, let's take over. Oh, it's much more. Stack these in a way we can load them later. How you doing, Steel? Good to see you. Automatic prop 2. What I had in mind. Let's do it. Yeah, it's Matariki for those who are wondering, and not from New Zealand. It's a public holiday. It is the Māori New Year. Matariki is a star constellation, and it rises for the first time this weekend. So we've set a full moon, so it's the first time it rises after a full moon. It's when that they have their New Year, celebrate their New Year. Making care of Red Dog's farm on Greyman's Vintage live stream. Feel free to swing by and shout it. David's guessing that the map in Year 1 pass is Northern Scotland, Northern Ireland area. What makes you think that, David? Intrigued. I always love it when people try and guess things. I just want to understand more. Now, if there's a reason that you might think that, something about the style of building or the style of stone fence. Epic Games is only good for one thing, and that's free games. That's it. The rest of the world game, what's Matariki? Exactly. Nice job on the FS22 trailer watch. Thanks, mate. I finished my stream and then I said to FSG, I didn't even thank you for coming and hanging out, mate. Okay, it's all good. And for all the information he shared as well. So, yeah, that was good fun. KB Rob, am I going to Farmcon this year? 100%. This time in a week, next Wednesday, I will be not far away from arriving in Singapore, where I will have a 3-hour stopover and then be on a flight to Munich. Be cool. Exciting. So definitely, so what I'm planning on doing, Kiwi Rob, is at the moment I'm planning on doing regular sort of daily, multiple posts a day on Facebook. My Facebook page for that, because it's pretty easy just to post directly from my phone to Facebook. And then I've set up a bot on Discord that will automatically post my Facebook posts onto Discord. So don't have to follow Facebook to see my posts. You can go on Discord or at least be prompted when they're there. So we'll see how that works. It's worked out alright so far with the last couple of posts I've done. That info, so kind of a way to do it. Big day tomorrow. Off to bed. Have a good stream. Cheers. Oh, see you, mate. Goes well for you tomorrow. What are you doing? I hear they're looking for people to stand power pylons if that's in your skill set. But yeah, pretty excited about that. Kiwi Rob. Particularly after last night, after finally seeing some info and tease about FS25. Proper excited to find out more. Back to work on Friday. Shit. Whee! Work is it? That's gracious. I was giving the AI worker grief before. That's all me. That is all me. Oh goodness. Hey, I wish Giants was paying Kiwi Rob, but it is all me. Well, to be fair, it was 100% all of you wonderful people who support the channel. So, the income I've earned over the last 12 months through YouTube and generous folk like Chinook and everyone else who's a member and just watching the videos from ad revenue and that has paid for my trip. Wouldn't be able to do it, and yeah, definitely wouldn't be able to do it without all of you guys. Thank you all very much. I've said it a few times, but I genuinely do mean it. It's one of those things, like, if you asked me when I started doing this, would I have the opportunity to do it, I would have laughed at you. Here we are. Years in a row. And, you know, after last year, I kind of decided I definitely had to go this year of the opportunity and likelihood that we were going to be seeing something about in the game. So this might be the last year I ever go. Wait and see. But maybe next year, we're still doing this thing. Maybe we'll find an opportunity to do something different. No. Stateside or something. Over there. Wait and see. Yeah, good. Catch you later, Bender. Nice to see you tuning in. Tam, you're hearing whispers that the expansion map will be made by Argsy. Everyone's hearing these whispers and I haven't heard a thing. So we've got an Asian map and now we've got Chinese whispers. Is that what we're saying? Yeah, that'd be interesting if it's the case, isn't it? I mean, pretty, you know, that'd be a good move by Giants, in my opinion. You know, you want a good British map, you go to the best British map maker there is, and Foxy's got history. He made the, what map did they, the Porsche aggravation map, I think. It wasn't that, then it was the Swiss Future Farm one, which they released, kind of was done in partnership with Giants. It's that one I'm thinking. There's definitely a little bit of history there, but yeah, it'd be interesting to see them do that. I wonder what sort of avenues that would open up for other modders, and at the same time, you could wonder, like, how many people Giants employ to make maps. What are those people who make the other maps going to be doing while Foxy's busy making a British map? Are they going to be working on something different? So, interesting. Don't know if it's true or not. Yeah, I don't know anything either. G'day Farming, how you doing? Good morning. It certainly looks British. You can't argue with that one. You'd be clutching at straws, I think, to try and suggest it was anywhere else in the world. Yeah, that was the first thing I noticed too when I saw that photo, Bo. Yeah, it's pretty inexcusable, really. No, I'm in the north. In the Manawatu, Kiwi Rob, outside Palmerston. No Mrs. Argsy this time. the invitation was there. She was welcome to come, but it's like stay home this time around. She's not a big fan of flying, so but she, to be honest, she had a blast. And actually, it's funny. So I was saying last night on stream, I've got a video from Farmcon last year that I've finally edited, and I'll be putting that out this weekend. One of my videos this weekend, a week out from Farmcon, and you're like, probably going, everyone's going to look at it and go, why on earth is Argsy putting a video from last year's Farmcon out? But I had an issue with my audio recording. Basically, I had the wrong cable between my microphone and my phone, and it didn't record. Didn't work at all. Just ended up with fuzz, and that was about 2/3 of. And the only reason I found out is I put a short up about something, an announcement. A short up saying, "Oh, hey, look at this. This is pretty cool." And DJ said to me about 2 minutes later, he's like, "I just watched your short. The audio is just scratchy." I was like, "Oh my god!" Now I went back through all of the recordings I've done that morning, which was all of the driving the tractors, the bale stacking, everything like that. You know, it was probably the highlight of the whole weekend, and I didn't have any audio for it, and that kind of, I was pretty devastated at that point. So I'd actually titled, when I started trying to edit it at the end of Farmcon last year, I actually titled it the Farmcon F-up. It's the name of the file, and it still is. I was just that. I was gutted, absolutely gutted about it, and anyhow, I kind of reflected on it and decided I went back and had a look at it a couple of weeks ago. I thought, actually, you know, it was a cool experience. It got me motivated and excited about going again, even before the news yesterday. I thought, actually, why not share it? Get motivated, get excited, maybe get some other people excited about it. Yeah, that's what. Watch it if you want, don't watch it. Entirely up to you. I wonder if we'll get a modding contest this year, and that's been spoken about and actively encouraged. You know, I think it'd be a great idea. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see them doing something like that again. I'd love to see them getting more community involvement around those kind of activities. You know, they've done it before. They've done a couple of competitions around making movies and that, which are pretty cool. And I've always wanted to enter them, but it's completely so much motivation, but the energy to do it. But yeah, I'm pretty excited. It'd be pretty cool to see them do another modding competition. So, nice. Gonna be off. Thanks for the good stream, banter. Good night. Cheers, Ollie. Good to see you, mate. Catch you soon. And nice to see you enjoying the server. The farmer's saying it looks Irish. I've never been to Ireland, so I can't comment, can neither confirm nor deny. Can't wait for all the complaints about how Dead Giants makes a map with such small roads and tie fields. That'll be the challenge. That will be the challenge. How authentic will it be? Will it be a, you know, dare I say, a Calmston Farms or a, gosh, I can't remember the name of the other one now. Will it be that style of UK map? Who knows? Netbale. Sorry, joined late. What is tonight's whiskey? Hyper. Tonight's whiskey is actually a Kentucky bourbon whiskey. It's what it was called now. But yeah, it's a US whiskey actually tonight. Bit of a change. And opened up the cupboard and had a look, and I was like, oh, there's some more of that. Maker's Mark. Bit different. Definitely get the different base to it. How do you unite RX around there? Super strength. Let's pick it up and carry it. All the UK farmers do. One of the hints for the upcoming map was dive right and maybe think of one around Loch Ness in Scotland. Interesting concept. Hey Darren, how you doing? See you. That's like, oh, it's going to Farmcon, going to be right. It is. It's dare I say it's the biggest English invasion since well, Euros. Yeah, this month. Hopefully it's more successful than the English football team is at the moment. I lie. They've done what they need to do to qualify for the next round. You don't want them peaking too early. Come on, English fans. Come on. All Blacks lost to South Africa and still made the final of the World Cup last year. Never expected to. Lost to France. No, was it South Africa, France? But yeah, it is going to be fun. Be a blast. Hopefully we're going to get the chance to maybe do a live stream on the first day of Farmcon and maybe bring you some of the information and have a chat about it. Pretty cool. We'll just have to see how we get on with any internet connections or anything like that. So I'm not going to promise anything. Let's see. Good to see you, Darren. See you. At least we have a release date for 25. Exactly. Exactly, Rob. There's no speculation about that anymore. Animals you see from that area of the UK, I'm leaning towards Scotland. Portugal will keep going through at Euro. I might be home June and August. Well, they're going to kick the English out of Portugal, when are they? One map you want to see go to 25 is the one you did the series on. Oh, which one, Rob? Which one's that? I'm curious now which map you want to see come to 25. Like to see auto drive and course play integrated into the game. Yep, that'd be awesome. Love to see that. Yeah, it is a good one. Love a Makers. It's not bad, Gold Gaming. It's different to what I'm used to. Sort of more of the Scotch whiskey, but yeah, to have a bourbon whiskies. Go and get the bottle now, just double what it is. Bale wrapping and double kick. Let's have a look. Ooh. Now I've taken so long trying to remaneuver. Hope to have a full internet connection on your mobile, so you're gonna let us tether to that, are you, Hanson? Perfect. I was miles away. It's a Woodford Reserve Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. Cool bottle, actually. Have much information on the bottle at all, actually. Yeah. It's a nice. It's something I wouldn't purchase for myself. It was given to me as a gift, so always nice when you get something like that and you price it. Whoa, that's kind of cool. Aussie Farms, right. Well, I did hear on a grapevine, and I should have asked him today, or could have asked him last night as well. Hawks was rumoured to be working on a new map. Messaging him today about something. So he might, who knows, he might hold off fire and that and save it for next time. What are the pros and cons of going with Giants or Steam for PC? Steam automatically updates. That's the biggest advantage to me for Steam. So you don't have to do with either drama with Giants. Giants will update when you start the game up. So if there's a new DLC, you start the game up, it'll check and then it'll update. But it doesn't do it in the background, whereas Steam will do it in the background. The disadvantage with Steam is you can't use a creator code or partner code to purchase it, so that's my selfish reason. Although I was told today that you can purchase through Giants and use the code through Steam to download it. Now, I don't know that. That's not verified. But it could be possible. I'm kind of tempted to see if I can test it and find out. That's really about the main two differences, to be honest. Wheels always fall off. What, the English football team? Yeah. Football. Sport that only requires one ball. So I'm quite excited about the fact the All Blacks are playing England while we're in Farmcon. I've already warned FSG that we're going to have to sit down and watch that on the Saturday morning for Farmcon. We might not talk to each other for the rest of the day. It could be a very interesting Farmcon trip. Last night you were on Jamison's gaming. Ooh, that was not meant to do that. And he's on Germany for the trophy. You wouldn't you'd be a brave person betting against them at home, wouldn't you? Might be, well, you reckon a Welsh map on the season pass? See you, DK. Thanks for hanging out, mate. Nice to see you. All's good. Be able to make a hotspot. We'll see how we go. Hopefully we can sweet talk the people at Fens or work on Kermit to try and hook us up with them. Yeah. I mean, they're streaming FSL, so I'm assuming we might be able to do something. Maybe not at the same time, so that could be a little bit tricky. Aussie Farm System app, yeah. Oh, Looney Farm guy, how you doing? Yeah, it's good, hey. I'm really enjoying it. Have a glass for you. Will do, share. It would just be a bonus. Yeah. Great. Steam is great for us normals. Steam just makes things easy. That's all it does. That's where I was lucky, if you recall, last FS22 I had a partnership with Games Planner. I got some revenue sharing with them for any purchases, and there you could buy Steam keys, but you could also buy Giants keys. But yeah, I'm really intrigued now to see. Just trying to remember if I might have might sound a bit selfish, this year game code lying around that I could try. I do have the collector's edition that's unopened. I could always grab the code out of that and see if I could do it. And the F1 race, yeah, it's Silverstone, isn't it, that weekend? You're with the All Blacks, yeah, awesome. Working out a budget for the PC now, you know 25's coming. Awesome. Nice to have so many people floating. Do you know what I love about these streams? Is we can sit here happily having 30 to 40 people in the stream, and then you'll just get some people come, some people go, and it's just a steady number. It's always such a nice, and can I just say you guys are all just awesome. You're so interactive. There's always someone to chat to, someone to chat with, something to chat about. You know, makes these nights go so fast. Like, what if we've been playing an hour and a half? Go for an hour and a half, and yeah. I mean, I'm not going to get as much done as I thought I did, because I thought I might get the cloud, but that's what it is, right? Do what you got to do. Imagine if I hadn't done the mowing last night and used cosplay for the wind run. Been even longer. But, hey, make money easy, can you? Hope you're all doing well. Have a little drink for me and Plum Bob. Will do. James, cheers, mate. Driftmasters is on the 5th and 6th, so you will be yeah, nice one. I'd like to see the All Blacks do a tribute to the player that died recently. The young guy, Garden Bishop, what was his first name? Connor Garden Bishop. I expect they would. They did something before the Super Rugby final last weekend. For him. Yeah. Nice. Sad state of affairs, that one is. losing to the All Blacks and getting knocked out of the Euros on the same weekend. Good thing we'll have lots of bottles of whiskey to drink, drown their sorrows. Gotta have a glass for everyone in chat, goodness. I've got enough whiskey in their house for that, Tim. B2A or CD keys. Come on, surely you'll want to support your favourite content creator. Hashtag Argsy Gaming. You need internet all the time to run Steam. I think I'll need something I can play without. No. I don't think so. Be sure you can play offline. Be sure you can. That's a good question. Sure, I've played Steam offline when I've been over at in my head-ins. One for every new membership. You know that all that'd do would be encourage Chinook to gift more memberships. You'd love to see that. I don't need that. Maybe one day. Go off. I've had some reason just wanted for the sense of achievement to do like a 12-hour stream and see how it goes. Still got the 2020 T20 semi to look forward to. Yeah, no one cares about that farming. New Zealand were home before it had even finished, before it even started. Lost their first game and it was it. At least Afghanistan's gone all the way, haven't they? So it doesn't look quite so bad now losing to them. On a guard and bash it. Yeah. If you don't count the drama from the modders, it's near perfect. It's a family farm sim. It 100% is share, and we've always said that farm sim just has the best community. There's no malice, no anger, no angst, nothing like that. Apart from the drama from the modders. Jason, for a drink for you and FSG. Thank you very much, mate. You are very kind, very generous. Thank you. I will be certain to share a beverage with them. Console gameplay will be way better with 25. Looking so forward to that. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Do you know I haven't really seen any angst about that decision, Looney? I haven't seen a lot of people saying I'm not going to be playing or anything like that because of the drop in console support. It's more of the, right, I guess we're going to have to upgrade consoles, which is kind of cool. I think, I don't know, again, we've probably fortunate and we have a much more generous, mature community than some others do, but I think we're very fortunate where people were able to make those sensible decisions. And possibly have the disposable income to do it. But you also got to look at times are tough for some people at the moment. It's been a challenging last few years financially for a lot of people in the world. So only solid Scottish thing is the Highland cows and they are red. Or let's get that for a Scottish map. Oh, there we go. Thank you, Steel. Expert advice. We can still use more players on the servers. Yeah, 100%. Good time for a reminder. You want something to do if you're kind of sick of your single player games on Farm Sim 22. Go and download some mods for one of the multiplayer servers. Go and lend a hand. Do some mining. You can get onto Yukon if you want to do some classic Kiwi work. You can join Southern Pastures. A bit more bigger arable stuff as always. Australian farms, and last but not least, if you want some sort of European style farming, smaller fields, tighter lanes, tighter spaces. Polygones, a beautiful looking map. Got it. We'll be using the code. Are you? I'd love to reach silver status. That's kind of my goal. I'm about halfway there. So, love to be able to carry on. achieve that by the time the game comes out, that'll be kind of a little bit of a milestone. Australia got knocked out yesterday in controversial circumstances. Bangladesh needed to beat Afghanistan, and Afghanistan beat Bangladesh, but it was a rained out, well, there was a rain-affected match, and then one of the Afghanistan players they claimed that he faked an injury to try and alter the pace of the game or cause a rain delay because claimed he'd slipped over and hurt his calf or something, a hamstring or something like that. It was quite a interesting affair. But, I mean, end of the day, much like the Kiwis, left it up to the destiny of someone else. As soon as you do that in sport, you're always at risk of losing out. Any mods that I can use on multiplayer to create contracts for other players? Not to create contracts that I know of, Emil. Nothing I'm aware of. The way we've done it, and others have done it on other servers, is to buy the land as kind of a, I don't know, the way Hamish called it on FSG servers. They had the, oh goodness, I can't remember the name of it now. It's kind of like the big farm, the estate. The estate owned all the land and then would offer contracts to the farmers, and it might be a 12-month contract where they had to prep, seed and harvest a field, or it could just be as simple as needing to spread some lime. So then using the invoice mod to pay people. So, yeah, it's the only way I know it's been done. Right, is that everything? Oh, wasn't it? Any unwrapped bales out there? I think so. Right, they're folded up. You've heard some complaints from old console players, but a lot of my viewers play on console. It's the natural progression of the game. It is. It's a brave decision to make, because I still do know that probably a good chunk of people still play PS4, and PS5 and Xbox, whatever it is, it's XE. It's still, it's still not a fully saturated market with that. Whereas PS4, I think, and it became a much more dominant market. I don't think the PS5's reached that heights. But you're right, it is needed to allow for progress. Right, give this a wash off now. All servers online. Okay. Aim for gold. Oh, exactly. Yes, I'll aim for gold. Thank you, Bessie. Thank you for the encouragement. You've just had your 4-year anniversary after your stroke. Awesome, yeah. I bet you that was a emotional moment, but here you go. Here now. Great. So, I've said to you before, but again, this is the whole community thing. But it's just great to be able to have such a positive influence on so many people's lives. Quite a humbling experience, actually, when you think about it in that sense. I left the tractor running. Not very good for diesel consumption, is it? The trust, thank you. I was looking for that. Trust. The estate worked as well, they did. All you need is to join the Discord and you can see the mod list and server names. That's it. 100%. After watching Looney, I'm going to play Deadwood. Looks like a great map. Yeah. So many maps I just haven't even looked at. Hope New Zealand knocks Afghanistan out. It's all done, Robert. New Zealand's long gone. New Zealand lost to Afghanistan in the very first game. So we left before Australia. We didn't even make the Super 8 stage. Right. Right, he-ho, what are we going to do? We're going to go and grab the truck, bring it over, and start stacking these suckers up. You are still ODI and World Test Champions, indeed. Hey, Chevy, how you doing? I've been streaming for an hour and 3/4. For another 20 minutes or so. Council, that's another name of the trust. There is an invoice mod. I'll have a look into it. Thanks, Argsy. Got to go enjoy the stream. Remember, like and stuff. Thanks, Emil. Yep. Now the invoice mod's pretty cool. Being able to invoice people, and lots of options too. We used it a lot on Oaks. This other soup. Oh, it's like, why can't I move? Another bale in front of me. Haven't tried it, but it would be an interesting experiment to just edit the XML and the missions file on the server to create multiple records. Some helped. That's cool, and that's what I love. Like the number of people I've found who just said, you know, Farmcon seems like such a straight game, and then they play it for, you know, the first time they get it, and suddenly they've put 100 hours into a map. They don't even realize it. Pretty cool. I played with a couple of mates when on 19, and when it was free on PlayStation, they came and joined me. And other guys I played with on regular, and of course it ended up with them drawing phallic objects in my fields. Fortunately, I just didn't save the game, and I didn't lose any progress or anything. But they thought it was hilarious. I'm not young either, just immature. The thing is, if you were able to edit the XML in this, must be a way if you can edit the XML in the save file that you could edit the script and mod to that, couldn't you? Yeah, don't fail over that way. Not square enough to do that. Ah, well, maybe they are. We'll find out. G'day, Dutch Modelling, how are you? Good afternoon / good evening. Case may be. How are you? Have you? Look at that, closing in on 50 likes again. Thank you, everyone. If you haven't already dropped a thumbs up, make sure you do. I'm going to wait and see if I manage to knock any bales off. Will you do the thumbs up? Do that as well. I had a mare on Ahali Farms the other night. We made the decision, so we did record in Ahali Farms. Decided that let's save it for next week. We'll record another one on the weekend, and that gives us kind of week after Farmcon as well covered. We won't be able to record anything on Farmcon. And then, no doubt, there'll be the opportunity, hopefully, for live when I'm in the FSG household. Cheers to maturity growing up as yep. And cheers to living life. That's another reason I'm going to Farmcon. Get longer than you're alive, so let's make the most of it. You're melting. I've heard it's a bit hot over that side, over those ways. Hoping it's still warm next weekend. Looking forward to a bit of summer. Anything like Farmcon last year was actually a beautiful weekend. Fingers crossed for much the same. Let us see. Oh, book, look at that. I looked over just to see the likes tick over 50. Thank you, everyone. Thank you to you all. Humidity's the killer. Always is. I've noticed that, like, you know, when I've been in Singapore, oh, sorry, I'd rather be on the Gold Coast of Australia in 32 or 33 degree heat than in New Zealand in 24, 25. We just seem to be more humid. Just the heat and intensity of the sun is just something else. Right, so what have we got room for? 2 more, I think. We'll keep a little bit of a tally on how many we've made. 25 to gate today. Nice. How do you find the heat? Do you mind it? I know. You know, growing ups for old people. So, if I had to ask you one highlight from the trailer, CGI trailer, one highlight, what would it be? For me, I would have to say the floodable fields. Because I just think it potentially, even if it is just limited to rice in the base game, hopefully it's one of those things that opens up more modders. Opportunities for new features, you know, irrigation is a feature, who knows. So that's probably my highlight from a game perspective. Have to stay inside, fair enough. That's a good thing, it means you get to watch more Thompson, don't you? The chicken story, the little subplot with the chicken at the end. That was pretty cool. Chicken and rice. My boys love chicken and rice, so would have been. Potentially weather? Yeah. Like more weather, isn't it? Like that. Could you imagine tropical thunderstorms and rain, like, you know, proper subcontinent rain? Kind of interested what weather features they'll add as well. What is DJ's obsession with chicken butt? I have no idea. I haven't watched anyone else's content over the last day and a half. I just literally have not had time. So I could not tell you, but it sounds fascinating. It's fascinating. I mean, they love chicken nuggets, so. We need to find DJ. God, I wonder if I can do that this weekend. We need to find DJ like one of those rubber chickens for Farmcon. I'm not going to buy a chicken soup. I've got limited space in my bag as it is. It's like Hanson a hat and Tam. Probably other people. Shrimp ponds and cranberries. Where are you getting those from? Prawn farming. I was talking about potential for floodable fields. Yeah. Crawfish. I actually think, who was it that did that? Louisiana mapping. And he did his Louisiana map. He did that really well, I think. Right, so what was that? 2, 4, 6, 8, 12, 18. Is it 18 a load? Base game fish farming. Cranberries is interesting. So cranberries will be interesting because I know Hilly Farms, who's making the Fraser Valley map, he's talked about cranberries being a big industry in that area. And he's thought that'd be pretty cool. So I wonder if, you know, flooding farms. My worry is, and this is something else that'll be interesting. Think back to Silver Run Forest and the you know, the really fancy streams and how they were locked assets. You know, all the issues that happened with that. I can't remember the name of that map, the one based on Holmokra. And all the dramas with that, using those assets. I know, you know, there's other maps that have used them without permission. We haven't heard yet whether any of those are going to be made available. But I'm hoping that things like the irrigation are scripted in a way that's accessible to modders. Be able to help improves the quality of the game. Ooh, that piece of wood. Log. There's you. Around here, isn't there? Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I hope if they, any features they bring in like that, I hope it's accessible to modders. Irrigation, but I hope they let us do the rice the Australian US way, where plant with the seed and harvest with normal combine under this little Asian. I think they will. I think I was having a look. If you look at the trailer and the combine and grain cart running through that sort of last little bit, they're growing rice. 100% growing rice. I actually watched a video from the Australian Rice Growers Association today, very briefly, on how rice is grown in Australia, because I was kind of fascinated with that. And yeah, obviously just harvested with a roper header and grain bins and auger wagons and everything like that. And it's a very short crop from what I saw on those videos. So, let's say wheat comes up to near the top of the reel on a header. Rice didn't seem to go very high at all. Very short crop. Having to water your crops or having to manage water. That's the one I'd love, would be if you actually had to manage your water. So you didn't have to water them every year, but you had to keep an eye on your water levels and say, actually, this year where our rainfall has been low this year, so I actually need to get out and irrigate. And if you don't have the facilities to irrigate, let's say you don't have, you don't have a water reservoir, or actually haven't put an irrigation system in, then you can't actually do it. Those kind of things that excite me. Is it funny, has anyone ever played Sim Farming, the old Microsoft DOS Sim Farming? I found I was playing around a while ago. I found a site where you could play it online, and just playing it just for old time. I remember playing that when I was a kid, a long time ago. And those are the things you had to manage. You had to say it either needed, you planted it. Once it planted, and you didn't actually do anything, it was farm management. But once you planted, then you had things like you'd have fungicides or herbicides or pesticides, depending on what it was. Or you'd have water requirements. You'd have to build the canals and water the fields. Like that was in a game back in the 90s, early 90s. Tea leaves would be nice. Yeah, well, why not? To expand on the Asian theme. Fish in the rice paddies. Use wolf spiders as natural herbicide in cranberries. Do they really, Tam? Yeah, things you learn. Probably a it'd be a natural theft deterrent if Mrs. Argsy shouldn't go near them. Won't need it on a British map. No, I gotta admit, it looks like it's been a pretty tough year for you farmers in Britain. It's more what they unlock in terms of assets, Crofter. Those things. I know they said that they'd be available at some point in the future, but are we at that point in the future now, or are they, they still wanting to restrict access to those? Hopefully we're at that point. Right, we're not going too fast, so I'm not too worried about that not quite being square, and we need 6 more again. But you lived in the Philippines for 6 months. When driving down the road, you would go around a corner and the rice was just drying on the road. Is that right? It'd be cool from a, from a start from scratch perspective if you could actually had to, hand cut rice or something like that to use machine. Pretty sure it's monsoon season here. Tell you what, our the Hawke's Bay region and Gisborne region here in New Zealand was sort of East Cape, eastern corner of the North Island, which was quite seriously affected by a cyclone beginning of last year. Another round of flooding this week. 3 fishermen lost their lives. Boat went out on Monday and didn't come back. There were some pretty wild and rough conditions by the sounds of it. So. Rice hangs down, so you have to cut it low to get all the seeds, unlike wheat barley. Which, right. That makes sense, because rice as a grain would be very heavy compared to your sort of, you call a piece of grain of wheat, kernel. It's kernel of corn. Name for it, isn't there? A single piece of wheat. Anyhow, I know what you mean. How many months does chickpeas grow in Aussie no-mans? I think it's 5. Mark could probably actually have a good idea on that. I think chickpeas has been proven to be the most lucrative crop. So we've got a field of chickpeas growing. Close your eyes. It's stacks. Chips it. That's it, chips. Okay, and watercress would be nice as well. Could bamboo and harvest like. Oh yeah, now we're thinking. Ryko, I think there'll be Mack trucks. They'll carry on having Macks. They had them in 22. They'll have. Probably would fire me for that. That was pretty average. 6 Meter says they were seen live by a container ship that couldn't help. Yeah, that was pretty sad, wasn't it? Pretty distraught being on that boat and not being able to help. And then the Coast Guard sort of got halfway there and the seas were too rough for them. They had to turn around and head back to. Very sad. Cool. Trigger for those two. Must just be off it. What you saw from those maps using the assets, we've got a lot of hope for the maps to come using the upgraded giants and hope map makers given access. I agree, Bob. That's kind of why I'm kind of eager to find out. And again, hopefully there's a presentation directed and shaped at modders for 22. For 25, gosh. It's late. I was up till 1 last night live streaming. Leave me alone. I want to get these all off the field, so when I come back, because we're not going to be here for a few weeks on this map, we'll sort it out. When we're back in a couple of weeks' time, I'll be able to get this field done. Out and prep. Get these all off. Get these all off. In case you guys were wondering, I'm going to try and get all these bales off. If I've said that. Right, so you were in a rigid hull inflatable boat. Look at that. I know what an RHIB is. Do you have the pleasure of going out in that Popeye, or were you just standing there to make sure, like waving at them from the edge? Yep. Hope the modding friendly Giants Engine 10 lives up to what it's promising. That'd be nice, wouldn't it, Mark? There's a lot of potential. Put it that way. Yeah. let's see what they have to say. So that could almost be the biggest news that comes out of Farmcon. They give a presentation about the modding and Giant's engine and things like that, how it's all going to work, what it can do. One thing, and I got into a little bit of discussion with someone about this. One thing to think about is this version and the last version again, 22 and 25. This is the first time they've done it. Like, well, last time was the first time they went to a three-year cycle. But let's think we had the whole disruption of COVID, all those kind of things. So it's kind of forced on them. This time they've, started out day one with a 3-year cycle in mind. So their roadmap that they would have set out, probably even before 22 was launched, when they started talking about 25. Thinking about that, their roadmap for that would have taken into account, like, what can we do? What are some of the improvements? Right, what can we do with the engine? Okay, we're going to drop console support. What can we, how much harder can we push engine if we're not supporting PS4? How can we make modding easier? What features are we going to add? But the core aspects, how do we make it track? I've mastered how to model equipment. I've mastered how to build maps. It's kind of, I guess, I'm going to make the SpaceX analogy here. Starship, what they're doing at the moment. You'd almost argue Starship's probably about where FS17 is, right? Okay, you've got the basic concept of the game working. It's working pretty well. Maybe FS15, because FS17, some people's eyes is the best of resistance, but you've got the basic proof of concept nailed down, and you can, repeatedly do the hardest tasks pretty quickly, building the models, creating the equipment, those fundamentals. It's not a farming game without a tractor in it, right? But we can do that. We know what we're doing now with that. That's easy. It's those bits and pieces now to sort of incrementally improve the game, which they wouldn't have had time to focus on. Wouldn't have had as much time to focus on. This is me talking. It's speculation. This is my thoughts and opinions on it all. So yeah, fingers crossed, a 3-year cycle is given the opportunity to make bigger improvements. Yeah. Rant over. Ranty. Rants and rants. And I'll be able to do it all again on Friday morning from the field. Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening. From the field with FSG, we will be talking all things FS25, and that is going to be an absolute blast. We're actually going to have a special guest joining us as well. Not going to tell you who it is. When the thumbnail goes live, you'll see who it is. We do have it on the thumbnail, but it's pretty exciting. It's pretty cool to have our first ever guest joining us on From the Field, and looking forward to their contributions to it. They will have a lot to share, and people will be excited to hear their point of view too. Yeah, the smoke and mirrors would be nice to get rid of, wouldn't it? Yeah, set standards as well. You're on board helping launch the boat. Waves were crashing to side of the ship all the way up to our boat deck. We've got 2 stories above the line. Yeah, pretty wild. Wouldn't catch me out there. I just about cracked my decks going over the Raglan Bar on a roughish big swell day. It was enough for me. Once we were out, it was beautiful. Just going over the bar was the hair raising. Those times where if the skipper had said, nah, I think it's a bit rough, we actually waited an hour. If he'd said to me, nah, it's a bit rough, I think we'll just go back and have a beer in the boat club, I would have been quite happy. It's like everything though, eh? Everything is communication. Communication. They can do that right. In very happy people. Interestingly, now this is a hot take. No one said, you think the fact they've added 2-wheel bikes, I've got Aprilia as a brand, I reckon that's a dig at American farming? American farming made a big deal about the whole fact they had bikes. Do you reckon we'll be able to do tricks and stunts and jumps and those kind of things on it? Is it going to open up things like you know, motocross track? Like, what practical purpose is a motorbike going to have in farm sim? Especially a two-wheeler. You can't carry anything on it. I don't know. I reckon it's a little bit of a dig at that. Construction missions. So if construction missions are available to modders, that'll be awesome. So there is a mod floating around. ET6. What other mod have they made? Oh goodness. Did they do Terraform? No. Anyhow, they actually made a mod that you can, I've played with it, you can build a shed by delivering different materials. So there is actually a mod out there. Just needed modders to use it. So it has been done, but not really picked up by anyone. But yeah, if the construction missions become available to modders to be able to make things like sheds or silos or be able to build things, that'll be cool. I'm with you on that, Looney. The only benefit I can see is if you actually have to manually go out to a field to turn on like a valve for an irrigator. But the only thing I can see it adding. Mark Thor 30 seconds, you have the motorbike replacing haul truck jumps. Yeah, there's someone I haven't heard from for a long time. Still haven't seen him around in streams or anything much. I know he's still floating around. I actually made the point of going and checking his Discord the other day, and he'd been posting recently, so he's definitely he's still a man around the community. It's not someone I've seen for a while. He's probably lurking and pop up just a second. Argsy Inside Podcast. Funny, it's an Italian manufacturer. It's actually funny because, oh well, this is me being naive again, but I would never have picked Aprilia as a sort of dirt bike manufacturer, assuming they must manufacture them. Dirt bikes are fun, that's why they need. Can't disagree with you. Yeah, exactly like the roller coaster and the boat. They can do that for sheds or barns or something like that and actually make it meaningful to help your game grow rather than just a gimmicky, here's a reason to make these products. Actually, here's a reason to make them because at the end of it you will have a shed you can park your combine in. Like, I've never built the roller coaster. I've never made the boats. I've only done the piano on Zelonka because I wanted to put it in a video. See what was involved in making it. I'm gonna have to do collectibles videos too. Husky dirt bike to match chainsaw. Well, you'd think being an Asian map, you might have Honda or Kawasaki or something like that, wouldn't you? Instead of an Italian dirt bike. You never played Silver Run. There we go, Mark. It's one on Mud Hub. If Silver Run doesn't have a roller coaster burn down after a lightning strike. You better burn down after a lightning strike. No, haven't been for a ride on the roller coaster either, Hanson. No. Will you go with me while we're at Farmcon? Did it magically disappear? I didn't know that. And it's hard. I don't know if we're going to get all these on in one load. New sawmill burnt down as well. Crazy. Building's been in modding from 15, I've never pushed it. And Farmcon, FarmSim. I know some people have done it where you go and click a trigger and you can make something appear or disappear. Well, I've been making any mods for the new game would be cool if I did. I'd certainly look to definitely try and convert my mods. Like I've got the mods, there's a couple of mods I've made, which is the resupply bunkers. Supply bunkers over there. I might try and get those transferred across. We kind of, instead of finishing them for 22, just get them ready to do for 25. The other thing, I've got my pole sheds as well. Was working on and then kind of forgot about, to be honest. Yeah, I'd love to share. I would love to build a map. I've always said I'd love to. I've spent a lot of time in Giants Editor playing in maps, making things. It's just too much of the process I'm not 100% on. Like I'd worry I'd do something wrong and then end up having to go back. And I've seen these people who've spent hundreds of hours, years building maps, and then they get close to releasing them, and the next game comes out. I'd hate to be in that position, but I'd still love to build a map. My spike's been not the first thing you'd think about. Yeah, that's kind of the way I think about it. First thing you'd think about. Oh, look, we are going to pull one. One left to carry. It was big news. I don't know, I reckon the cog on the, was it a cog on the third one, looked a bit like a wood grinder. It's interesting, like I said, I thought they might have had Silver Run in there as a map, because there's no, put it this way, there's no logging on any of the maps. Feeling Great had a map, but can't see a Asian map having a lot of logging, and North American map having a lot of logging. Sri Lanka doesn't really have any logging. I'm kind of surprised we didn't see Silver and Forest being transferred. Thousands of bales to make a map. It's a great map. I'm sure you can make a good map in this time, but a great map. Thousands of bales. You started a map, sat down, had a quiet word with yourself, and gave up. Did you look in the mirror, Mark? She made it, started making a map. I've started making one. I'm making about 3 different stages of different maps. Like I said, don't have the confidence that I'll be doing it the right way. I've got all sorts of wonderful. I'm kind of like Edo Mod. I was going to say, I'm nothing like Edo Mod. Edo Mod's just a magician, but as an architect, you kind of think it's something you should be able to do and pick it up and do it. And it's bloody hard. Ambition exceeds ability. But look, I wanted to try and do a community-driven map. I thought it'd be great to have, if we could get half a dozen people who were comfortable or wanted to learn the process of building a building. Learn it together, learn how to texture it, do the modeling, and those people could be responsible for assets. And learn how to do that. Then get someone who's comfortable and wants to learn about all the XML side of things. Someone who just wants to do the decorations. I mean, I think it would be an awesome. Definitely gonna have to look into converting one of your pseudo mods for a playthrough on the Asian map. We got like a little rice rocket somewhere, team. Like Sirloin needs a lot of blended skill. It would be a great live series to start what Argsy builds a map. Love to be involved in building a bunch of Anzac assets. I mean, there's already quite a few out there, isn't there? Maybe to look. Oh, let's grow some legs on that. Let's talk some more. Right people involved. Alright, how many bales did we end up with? That scores here. 73 grass bales. Ooh. It's not bad. Can't remember how big it is. 73 times 6. That's in fact what? We've got 93 silage bales and 73 more, so then they turn into silage. There's another $80,000-$90,000 sitting there. Ooh. Complain at that. That's pretty good. We got wool, 1,000 litres. Cheap, making us some wool. Good. Right, let's put this combine away. Said I was going to put it tidy up, come back to it. Clean and tidy map when we're finished. Yeah, there you go. There's my lime fertilizer and stone bunker. Argsy community builds a map. Heard whispers that the Oaks was hopefully going to be the weekend after Farmcon. Is that right? There's been a lot of whispering in today's stream. Teach modding in schools. I think they should teach a lot more around computer literacy with that. AI is going to, by the time those kids leave school, AI is going to be doing it all for us anyhow. And that was the thing. Isn't it amazing having... Let's go back to when Farmcon 22 released. AI wasn't much, was it? ChatGPT, no one would know about it. Bing image generator, no, wouldn't even thought about it. So in 3 years, we've got all this progression with AI. Do you think Giants could be leveraging some of that to potentially improve the game? Even if it's the level of AI there, could it be doing more around improving the AI traffic? I don't know. Interesting to see. Argsy builds a map into wood truck is just a notion. Pumping included, so I get my tractor backs. I should be selling that silage, I know. Although it's at at the port. I can't sell it at the port, but I think the egg fees are off. So yeah, I should be at 120. I know. Next time, Mark. Next time I'll set a cosplay worker up ploughing and I can go and sell some silage, but it is 11:24. I've been going for 5 minutes longer than I wanted. But how good is that to get that field done? We haven't even looked at it on the map. Going. Why not flying? Goodness. Beautiful. Here's our farm. 1, 2, 3, 4. We've only really got a wedge of land up there. to expand into. So happy days. From the map at it. When I was saying about size, I thought it was going to be bigger than it is, but it's probably about a very similar size to this field over here. So again, we'll have to see how we go with that, but yeah, good progress. Happy days. This chunk of land up through there, we'll figure out maybe something to do with that, but I reckon instead of wasting the time on trees with that, we're going to expand down in that direction at some stage. That's the plan anyhow. Skynet is here, Starlink and Neuralink. Yeah, it is. Community builds a map. Well, let's work on that a little bit more. Let's discuss that a little bit more, and if there's enough people interested, I've got it all set up in Discord, and I had a role for it and everything. So if we can get some interest and get some people we want to do it, then let's do it. Let's do it. Community, the map, the community build. I could do the basic sculpting and things like that on streams. Yeah, slowly add assets into it. Divvy them up, figure them out, go from there. Keen for learning and helping. Nice. Excellent. Well, this is our final Wednesday stream until, what will the date be? 17th of July or the, yeah, 17th. Let's just check my calendar. 17th, Wednesday the 17th of July will be the day after I get back from Farmcon. So all going to plan, and I'm not tired. I'll be back then for another live stream here from Aussie No Man's Land. But like I said, this time next week, I will be almost landing in Singapore. On my way to Farmcon, and yeah, beyond excited. It is. I'm so looking forward to it, and so looking forward to sharing it with you guys too. So let's see how that all works. Let's see how that all goes. Check out the video I'm going to release this weekend from my Farmcon last year, just to see what it's about. But yeah, miss you, buddy. Coming together nicely. Thanks. It's a great stream. Bring your rain jacket to Farmcon. Oh, don't tell me that, Bob. Don't tell me that. See you in person a week on Friday. Indeed, Mark. It's going to be great. Looking forward to it. It's going to be a blast. It is absolute. I'm fizzing. I'm so excited. Get through work. Already started thinking about what I need to pack. I've got a collection of stuff. I've got to go pick up some clothing I've had made in the next couple of days. So it's getting real. Fun to meet us all. Yeah, fun to meet you too, Hanson. It's going to be awesome. So Chinook, I know you're not around anymore. Well, might be. But thank you for those gifted memberships, mate. You're a star. Thank you everyone else for your continued support of the channel. Jason, how can I forget that? The super chat, mate. Thank you. I will certainly share a beer with FSG when we're over in Germany. I can guarantee you that for a fact. But yeah, you guys all take care. Enjoy the rest of your week. Catch us live on Friday morning New Zealand time, Thursday evening UK time, Thursday afternoon US time for another episode of From the Field. So FSG plus a special guest, we will be discussing everything Farming Simulator 25. Dust will have settled a little bit more. Won't be any more information, I don't think. Who knows? But it will certainly be exciting to sort of sit down and reflect on what's been a pretty exciting week and a half or so for Farming Simulator. So looking forward to that. And then, of course, Logging League on the weekend. So don't forget about that one too. And shameless plug, I'm going to do it. If you are considering pre-ordering Farming Simulator 25 and you do it through the Giant store, if you'd consider using the code Argsy Gaming when you purchase it, I would be very, very appreciative of that. And if you don't use mine, do make sure you use one of the other wonderful partners out there and show some support to them. Right, that's it. Thank you everyone for the wishes. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a great trip, and I'll do my best to bring you guys all along for the ride. Take care. Have a safe rest of your day, rest of your week, and I'll catch you again soon. Bye.